What's going on, everybody? I am here with a new fanfiction review. We just finished a 6 chapter episode, or a fanfiction of the Loud House. And we're going to move on to one of my favorite animes, Fairy Tale. This fanfiction is called On the Run. And I think this is a good fanfiction, and I haven't read it in a while, actually. So this is my chance to revisit and show all of you. This is, well, you'll see what it's about shortly once we begin talking about Chapter 1. It was the second day of the Grand Magic Games, and Mira was facing off against against Blue Pegasus Jenny. Forgot the against there. It was quite funny at first. It was practically a modeling competition with each of them using their transformation magic. Soon it turned into a frenzy, and all the female contestants of every participating guild was in on the fun, while Quattro Cerberus wasn't in it because they have no women, apparently. And yeah, I think and Raventail didn't participate either. Flair didn't go down there. So, but I get what she's trying to say. When the wedding portion of the competition came out, Lisanna took every opportunity, or the opportunity, my bad, to find her childhood crush and confess to him. What better way to do it than in a wedding dress, right? Natsu, she squeals. Hey, Lisanna, you look great, he says, but he can't help but feel slightly annoyed by her presence. She hadn't really left him alone and was always trying to reminisce about their supposed past together. He is suddenly snapped out of his thoughts when he realized what he was wearing. What the hell? Say, Natsu, I seem to recall that when we were kids, he tried to say, but was immediately cut off. Lisanna, listen, I have no idea what you're talking about. Last I remember, you were the one who kept talking about us getting married. I never agreed to anything, and we were kids. So I am sorry, Lisanna, but I don't see you like that. To me, you're like a sister, and that will never change. Anyways, I gotta go. See ya. He finally felt a huge weight lift off his shoulders. He just needed to get it through her to get it through to her that nothing would ever happen between them. Ever. Natsu wasn't completely oblivious to the opposite sex. He appreciated beauty. However, being a dragon slayer meant that not he views, or no, actually, he views works. He views relationships completely different than the average male. Completely differently than the average male. Yeah, he views that works. Dragon slayers, much like dragons, are monogamous creatures. They only have one mate, and that is for life. So basically, the opposite of social repose. Okay. Finding a mate isn't as difficult as it sounds, though. When they find their mate, they know right away that they have found their soulmate. Luckily for Natsu, he found his on that fateful day in Harrigan. I think it's Harrigan. Okay, man, I'm such a fan of this thing, but for some reason I can't remember some of these names. I'm sorry. All those years ago, Natsu knew what Lucy meant to him. After all, it's not really easy to snap out of a charm spell. That is my confirmation that NaLu is a ship and it's going to happen, is a canon ship and it's going to happen by the end of 100 Years Quest. Hopefully. Hopefully. Anyway, Natsu may be impulsive, reckless, and have a love for fighting, but he had knowledge, although limited when it came to spells. He knew that Lucy was a soulmate. He just had to act carefully around her and not scare her off. So over the years, they grew closer, and he was just waiting for the right time to confess to her. His breath hitched at the sight before him. Lucy standing all alone amongst all the couples, wearing a beautiful white wedding dress. Natsu had to cover his lower face on a scarf that had the blush staining his cheeks. Luce? His voice squeaked, much to his chagrin. Hey, Natsu, wow, you look so handsome, she replied. There was a faint hint of pink on her cheeks. They both just stood there staring at each other, both memorizing how the other looked into their minds. Unbeknownst to Natsu, Lucy has had feelings for the Dragon Slayer for a while now. Her stubbornness only admitting defeat when they were facing Agnologia back on Tenro Island. While they were intently staring at each other, they were both oblivious to the evil aura that was coming from a certain white-haired takeover mage, and it's not Mir Jane. She was seething with jealousy. How dare she steal him away from me? You will not have him, Lucy. Unfortunately, Lisanna's plan only went into motion after the ill-fated Grand Magic Games. Too bad for her, things weren't going to go as planned. Some foreshadowing. I like it. So yeah, this story is basically one of those Lisanna is jealous of Natsu and is going to try and murder Lucy plots. It's a bit overdone, but you know, I still find it better than the team suddenly thinks Lucy's weak, so she runs off trope. I like this better at least. So that's chapter 1. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I'll see you for chapter 2.